Hello guys, welcome to Code with BK. So in this video, we solve the problem to check if a string is a palindrome or not. So in the first half, I'm going to explain you the steps to solve this problem, and in the second half, we look at the codes. So if you're someone who's just looking for codes, the links to the codes in the description of this video. And to each link, there is a text explanation as well. So if you're someone who wants to read and understand, you can take a look at that as well.
Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to receive all the latest updates.
So first of all, let's see what a palindrome is. So if I have the string S is a palindrome if it spells the same backwards. That is, if I spell it backwards, starting from the rightmost character to the leftmost, I still get the same string S. It means it's a palindrome. The other definition would be the reverse of the string S is exactly the same as the string S, then the string is a palindrome. So since we have already solved the problem to find the reverse of the string, I will use the method to find the reverse of the string and then compare it with S to check if it is a palindrome or not. So writing the pseudocode from the solution that finds the reverse of the string. So this pseudocode finds the reverse of the string S, okay, and returns it. So RS starts with a blank. This while loop generates the reverse of the string and stores it in RS, and finally this RS value is returned. So in our function to check if S is a palindrome or not, I'll write a pseudocode. Function is palindrome1, takes a string S, returns true if this string S is a palindrome. So we find the reverse of the string. I say reverse of the string is, calling this function reverse str S. So when you call this function, no changes to S are made. Okay, so the value of S remains the same and RS stores the reverse of S. This string S is a palindrome if RS and S are equal. So if RS equal to S, you return true to indicate that this is a palindrome, else you return false. So this is a pretty straightforward method. So taking a non-palindrome example, if S is equal to hello, the reverse of this string is going to be this. So these two strings are not equal, so S is not a palindrome. Okay, simple check. So this was the first method to check if S was palindrome or not. We take a look at another method where we do not find the reverse of the string. And from where that method comes from, it comes from the definition that palindrome spells the same backwards. And we use this very idea that it should spell the same backwards to code this second alternative. So let me write this string S here, M-A-D-A-M, okay, providing it indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is my string. So the two steps that I need to take is, first is iterate the first half of the string. Now what do I mean by iterating the first half of the string? So if n is the length of this string, so you iterate values of indices I starting from 0 to less than n by 2. Okay, so in this case, n is 5 in this case. Okay, so 5 by 2 is going to give you 2. Integer division of 5 by 2 is going to give you 2. So I takes value 0 till less than 2, so I take 0 and 1. So I takes 0 and 1. Then what you have to do is compare ith character from left with ith character from right. That is, compare first character from left with first character from right, or you can say ith character from left with ith character from right, ith character from left with ith character from right, for all the values of I. So ith character from left is going to be at index I, and ith character from right is going to be at index n minus I minus 1. You can check by setting I equal to 0. So for I is equal to 0, this is the first character from left, and for I equal to 0, this is first character from right. So plug in the value of 0 here. For I, 5 minus 0 minus 1 will give you 4. Okay. Second value from left is at I1. Okay. Second value from right is at this index. So plug in I is equal to 1 here. So you get 4, 5 minus 1 you get 3. So what do I mean by compare these two? Is for any value of I, if C1 and C2 are not equal, you return false. Otherwise, you move on to the next value of I. If all values of I are exhausted, it means this is a palindrome. So for I equal to 0, you compare these two. Okay, these two are equal, so you move on to the next value of I, you compare these two. Okay, so all values of I are exhausted. Okay, I was 0 and I was 1, so you return true in this case because this is a palindrome. We take a case for a non-palindrome, we take say hello. Okay, it has indices these, and it takes I equal to 0 and 1 because length is the same, n by 2 will be the same. I take 0 and 1. You compare these two are not equal, you return false. Okay, this is not a palindrome. Let's take another example. Race car has indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. N in this case is going to be 7. N by 2 is equals to 7 by 2 is equal to 3. I takes value 0 to less than 3. So I takes value 0, 1 and 2. So for each value of I, you compare these two equal. You move on to the next value of I, you compare these two. Move on to the next value of I, compare these two. Okay. For all values of I, C1 and C2 are equal. So this is a palindrome. So this is what we code in a solution. So writing this method into a pseudocode, I do function is palin2 takes a string s, returns true if the string s is a palindrome. We start by finding the length of the string, which is stored in n. We set I equal to 0 and I iterates the first half. So I say I goes till less than n by 2. Okay, and in each iteration it increments I by 1. You find C1, which is ith character from left. You say C1 is s of I. You say C2 is s of n minus I minus 1. Okay, ith character from left, ith character from right. If they are not equal, you return false. If C1 not equal to C2, you return false. If this condition is false, if C1 and C2 are equal, you move on to the next value of I. And if for any value of I, this condition is not true, so you finally return true because this is a palindrome. So this is the pseudocode for this method that checks if string s is a palindrome without finding the reverse of the string. So let's move on to implementing this in the codes now.
So this is the implementation of the first method in our solution to check if a string is a palindrome or not. So I've written a helper function reverse string that takes a string s and returns the reverse of the string. The method is palindrome takes a string s and returns true or false based on the fact if this s is a palindrome or not. So I'm checking for madam. So let me run this. Java C. This is check palindrome 1.java. Java check palindrome 1. Alright. So let me change this to say race car. Okay, Java C, Java. Alright, let's change it to a non-palindrome. Alright, moving on to the implementation of the second method where we do not find the reverse of the string. This method is palindrome takes a string s and returns a boolean value true or false based on the fact if s is a palindrome or not. I find the length of the string. I iterate the first half from I is equal to 0 to I less than n by 2. I get ith character from left, ith character from right. If these two are not equal, I return false. Finally, after the for loop terminates, I return true. Alright, so this is Java C check palindrome 2.java, Java check palindrome 2. Alright, changing this string to race car, Java C, Java. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. So please do like this video and subscribe to my channel. And please let me know in the comments if there is anything not clear to you in this video, if there is a concept you want me to discuss, or if there is a question you want me to solve. Thank you.